100%. 100%. Well, 100%. 100%.
What? The item I just got was stolen at the last second. I was in first, now I'm in fifth. No! Now seventh. No! Eighth. No! I'm in the vortex. The vortex is from sixth. I just got that item. That's not fair. Bro, I'm getting screwed. Screwed. Fuck. Keep going, come on. I just beat him, let's go! I called it. Oh yeah. So close so many times. I knew I got this. Let's fucking go! He called it too. I said maybe just go down there. We're gonna find a shiny Porygon too. Yeah, let's go. Damn. That was a misclick. You totally meant to do an up B. GG's though. GG's though, St. Lou. Let's go. Stop! Let's go! Fuck you, Jerry, you stupid motherfucker! Let's go. Stuck into the stall, bitch. Drink that shit. GG's ace. Oof. Feeling it. Feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. Yes, I'm feeling it now. Yo, I took him out. Let's go! Let's go, prick! Triple slash! What? Come on! Come on!
Your birth name shall stay with the village. From now on, you shall be Raido Kuzunoha the 14th.
You got the sword too. I don't know why he was able to pick it up. He's dead anyway. Let's go. Let's go! We still have to take out the clones.
This wasn't in my calculations. Now, wait!
This wasn't in my calculations either. See? I'm doing it again! Huh? I'm not flying to Acorn City, but I'm flying! Huh? Let's go! GG's, Parasite Queen. You're done? Burn, baby, burn. One is very slow. No! I should have took the plum and left. I should have took the plum and left. I think we won. No, we lost. No, we won? Oh my god, we won! Let's go! Damage on him. Let's go! Let's go! I destroyed his little doppelganger. He's almost done. Let's go!
Clive, escort this man to the town watch.
Yeah.
But of
Town
course, Your Highness.
watch. That's where you going, camel.
Heartless bastards.
I lost. Wow. Please get second. Fuck. What happened? Why am I in fifth? What happened? That's perfect. We did it. Let's fucking go. Oh, that's so dang. Fuck him. Fuck that crap. And fuck you, Wario. Here we go. Gotta give him the slow walk on him. Oh man, this game is incredible. Genuinely a generational game. Here's your record, bitch.
Yes, got 'em all.
Wish I could just notice that. Fuck. This is it. We're about to reach the surface. Let's go! We take him down. That's what now. Happy to come to this island when your dreams come true. And here I thought I could finally be all glamorous and popular too. What? Nintendo made a game where Birdo says fuck you?
This reptilian's gonna enslave humanity!
Reptilian? What, the lizard?
Yeah, so I'm in space right now, trapped on a UFO, and humanity? If I fail the test, the reptilians might abduct me and trap me in VR space or something. With that established...
Where's the other retro go? Finally! Finally! Fuck it! Oh, I'm trashed. I should have just landed right on top and somehow I was gliding. Awesome. Amazing. Bravo. Bra fucking though. I deserve an Oscar for that amazing performance. Stop hitting me!
Go in?
That person did. You should be able to do it too. You do this all the time, don't you?
Okay, I'll do it.
The final lap. We got this in the bag.
It's been a while. It's all coming back to me.
Get to Rob. We'll find Sam.
Yo, they got 2 PhDs is the one who's coming with me? That's it? No one else?
You gonna be okay?
Bro.
Yes, I probably just need to rest for a few minutes.
He even said he hasn't used a gun in a while. My god, this does not sound right. This sounds like a bad idea. What the fuck? Let's go! Stop you in your tracks, Thorn.
Let's go.
What? Oh man, I thought I hit the one right above that one. This is horrible, because Shigemechi may not even be a Nocia, and I have to fucking accuse him of being Nocia just to survive. If I get voted off, and Setsu and Shaming are both Nocia, we're just gonna end the stream immediately. I'm gonna be like, nope, that's it. Peace. Credits roll. Oh, I actually didn't get voted off. Jesus Christ, I'm actually shocked. Keep going. Go Chibi, go. Go Chibi, go. Before the day is over. Go Chibi, go. Alright, pray for me. Fuck! 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 It's like dodgeball. Once you get hit twice, it's over. You're just getting pelted. Get the fuck away from me. Oh yeah, and I forgot. This wall's actually not a wall. You can get hit through it. I almost forgot. Fuck. Stop. Are you fucking... I'm so pro game. What? The fuck is that? Toad, I'm so pro gamer. Game fucking crashes. The moment I grab the shine. You can't make this fucking shit up. You can't make this shit up. Okay. That's it. That's it. We're done. Ignore. I believe we are live, and just make sure I'm gonna check on my phone that this is all working. Microphone's been having some issues. It all depends. Once in a while it's perfect. Once in a while there's issues. So let me see. Hey, it's working. Ooh, yeah. We are in here. For those who know, my name is VSips. I play games, I make music, I make videos, do streams, and so much more. We got a tier list video. Yes, I did it last year as well. Last year was for every game I beat in 2024. This year we're doing a tier list for every game I beat in 2025. And there's a ton of games I played. I went over some of them, well, pretty much all of them. in videos that are in a playlist that goes over my entire backlog journey. If y'all want to check out those videos, I really do recommend it if y'all can. Uh, I have the newest video in the series. I beat 100 games in 2025. That drops on Friday. So I know I originally was supposed to stream earlier in the week, but I've been sick, just trying to get over it. Still feeling it, honestly, coughing up mucus and stuff. I still tried going to the gym yesterday anyway because needed to get the pump in anyway, and feeling it. Definitely starting to feel sore. You know how it is when you're not feeling the best. You go to the gym, you feel extra sore. So I've been feeling extra sore, but yeah, I'm ready to get into this tier list. It's one of the most fun streams that I have every year, and I know a lot of y'all anticipate it too, especially just going over all the games that I beat this year. But I also want to know all the games that you beat this past year in 2025. Let me know in the comments down below or in the live stream chat as we hang out tonight what games you beat this year and your thoughts on the games that I beat this year and my thoughts on them. So shout out to this other John. Welcome to the stream, bro. Great to see you, bro. How have you been? 4-year tier in the building with your new update video, which I actually need to do an update video myself. The last time I've done an update video was like 2021, and like so much has changed since then, and I definitely think I gotta like do one of those. So I'm probably gonna upload an update video eventually, but I do have some other video ideas that I want to put out before that update video. But yo, it's great to see you, Seth John. And yo, shouts to Marvin, aka Grubby K9, 5-year tier. Let's go. How have you been, Grubby? Welcome to the stream. I'm so used to calling you Grubby, and it's also how your name is on the Discord. So I'm gonna stick with that. That's okay. But yo, hope everyone's having a great night tonight. Hope everyone's having a good time, and hope you guys are ready to get into this with me. As we stream in 4K 60, it's time to go over every game I beat in 2025 in a tier list. Now, let me mention and preface this with how last year I did like multiple tier lists, and then I did the stream doing a tier list of all the games. I didn't make the multiple tier lists before this stream, so that means there isn't like individual tier lists like games I played that were new, tier list of games I played that were old. You know what I mean? I didn't do that. So we're just going right into all the games in one tier list, and then maybe later tonight or tomorrow, I'm gonna do like the other two tier lists for games that I beat this year that just passed 2025 that are really good, that were new. Then there's another tier list. It's gonna be just the older games that I played this year that were in my backlog. Oh, but yeah, I see Streamlabs is tanking right now, right before I was about to do my thing. Of course. Of course. Yeah, the Ookla. I'm testing the Ookla. Yeah, YouTube. Wow. Yeah, my internet's tanking. Tanking. I'm just waiting for the bitrate to go back to where it's supposed to be. Sorry to everyone who's watching this as a playback. The internet has just been tanking. I'm waiting for it to catch back up. Bitrate is very volatile right now. Very, very volatile. It's just going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And yeah, it's actually even worse this John, because like there's an actual like full-blown like outage across my state. It was really bad, and like it was for hours. And so like I just think the whatever happened, it like fucked it up even worse. Because so this is like really bad. Like I'm just doing a Hangout stream, and I'm not even playing a game on my PC. So it's not even like a problem where my PC is. Like this is like an internet thing. So I feel like shit now. Shoutouts to Ace. Welcome to the stream. I hope you can see me and hear me clearly with no issues. How you been, bro? Fuck, man. Verizon cooking me, bro. Verizon fucking cooking me, bro. Like literally for 5 minutes straight, error warnings, bitrate warnings, error warnings, bitrate warnings. Like, bro, it was perfect bitrate right before the stream. I checked like my internet. It was perfect. And then right before I click to change scene to my tier list, we just tank. We were tanking. But I think we're just gonna start going with it. We're just gonna have to go with it. So hopefully this whole shit isn't butchered by like the bit rate or something, because that can happen once in a while with like certain streams. If like there's like a bitrate problem, you can like miss some parts of the stream, because obviously if the bitrate doesn't get noticed, then it skips what was there. But yo, you're enjoying a beer, Ace? That's nice. What beer you having, bro? Damn, nah, like this internet is fucking me up. And I'm the only person who's on my own internet, so like there shouldn't be an issue. All right, the internet's going back up. The internet's going back up. Oh my god. Now for everyone who's watching the stream as a playback, they're looking at me like a head ass. There's nothing I can do. I don't own Verizon. If I did, I'd have millions of dollars and probably be streaming in 27K. 90,000 frames per second. But yeah, the frames are good, bitrate's good. Let's get into this.
100%. 100%.
Make sure y'all hit the like button, repost the stream right now. Sharing does help, or just letting some homies know that we are live. And yeah, the stream's all good now. Once the bitrate is above 28,000, above 30,000, like we're good. Like it was dipping to 600. So yeah, we're all good now, bros. Thank you, Ace, 5-year tier. Thank you to Seth John. Yo, hope you guys been having a great night. Thanks to Grubby for also being here too. And everyone who's watching live lurk and in the playback for the VOD. Here's all the games in order that I beat in 2025. And for those who know, we ended on Mario and Wario on stream. And here's how the tier list is organized. The tier list is organized by S plus tier to F tier. S plus tier is 10 out of 10 games, only 10 out of 10s. S tier is anything between a 9 and a 9.5. A tier, anything between an 8.5 and a 9. B tier, anything between an 8 and an 8.5. C, anything between a 7 and an 8. D, anything between a 6 and a 7. And an F, everything below a 6. Hopefully my microphone sounds good right now. If there is any issues with my audio, if it sounds quiet for any reason, like let's say if my mic just disconnects because the Shure microphone just does that, then please let me know. Please let me know. Click fam. But yo, thank you so much, Ace. Thank you so much, Sejan 100K. So click in the build. Let's go. Let's get into this, starting with the first game, Rental. Now, obviously, the scores are stuff that you have seen in those videos I mentioned, my backlog videos. I would have the score posted up right next to like the game. Like, next game I'm talking about is this, and it shows like the score pop up, something out of 10 or whatever. So we'll be posting those scores obviously within the tier list and organizing it, and I'll go over a little bit of the game and my thoughts. So starting off, first game of the year for 2025 I beat was Rental. Now, Rental's a super short game. It's like an hour long on how long to beat. I beat it in like 40 minutes, but I thought it was a truly immersive, engrossing experience that really brought me back to those classic horror PS1 vibes. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I genuinely still feel that way. I like, as an indie game and for what it is, it's something that's worth the value, and it's something that you'll remember. It's enjoyable. It was a good time. I definitely think y'all should check it out too. It is a free game you can download. It's super eerie, and it's got those classic Resident Evil, Silent Hill vibes, all that together in one. Oh, Modelo? You have some Modelo? Hey, let's go. Can't go wrong with Modelo. That's actually one of the few beers I like. All right. Next up, we got Mario Sports Mix. Now, Mario Sports Mix, I rated it an 8.5 out of 10. So that'd be right ahead of Rental. And I actually thought it was better than I expected, because I've played like tons of the Mario Sports games, but like the Wii era of Mario Sports was when it was still pretty peak, but starting to reach a down point. You know what I mean? And I thought Mario Sports Mix was probably when that started. No. The hockey was a lot of fun. The basketball was similar to Hoops because it was made by Square Enix, so it was great. And then everything in between was a lot of fun. I genuinely thought that it was more polished than I expected as well as a sports game. I thought it was going to be like a clunky game that just wasn't fun. It was just Mario plaster on it. No, it was actually really cool. And then there's a special final boss that I won't spoil. You guys should check out the game to find out who that final boss is for yourselves. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10 for me for Mario Sports Mix. And yeah, John, Yakuza Pirates, absolute cinema. We will be talking about that. And for those who know, I've given that a pretty good score as well, pretty high score, especially as one of the new games that released within 2025. Definitely was in my top 6 or 7 new games easily. Next, a Yakuza game. It's a free-to-play Yakuza game called Streets of Kamurocho. Get to play as Majima, Ichiban, or Kiryu. To be honest, though, it really wasn't all that. It was like a really short beat 'em up that I didn't have that much fun playing. I kind of felt there was random spikes of difficulty that just were like not fair. And more than that, I just kind of felt that there was repetitive enemies. It was not anything unique. So I rated it like a 6.5. So that's where that's going to go. Next up, Star Fox 2. Star Fox 2, probably one of the best Star Fox games, honestly, right next to Star Fox 64 and Star Fox Command, in my opinion. I rated this game a solid 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was really good. I thought it was an improvement of the OG Star Fox from the SNES, and I really loved the art style and, of course, everything that brings Star Fox together, the aesthetic, the vibe. I really thought it improved upon the first game. And don't forget, everyone, if you guys played any of these games yourselves, let me know. Or if you've never heard of any of them, I'd love to know your thoughts. Because, of course, we don't have just new games and old games. There's also various different mods that I played this year and beat throughout the past year as well. Like SmackDown versus Raw 2K24 edition mod pack. So yeah, SmackDown vs. Raw 2005. I mean, no. SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 with the 2K24 mod pack. Sorry, tongue twister. It's a tongue twister. But I'm pretty sure I gave it a 9 out of 10. Yep, and I still feel that way. I genuinely still think about my playthrough I had with this game, and just in general with SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. It's like one of those games that before I would do the backlog, like it was just a game I played every year. Just like Mario 64 and the other Mario 3D platformers, just like Pokemon and Kingdom Hearts. Like there is just some games that I would always replay, you know what I mean? And then my backlog, which is getting so full from games that I just never played at all, that I realized I had to stop replaying games. So a lot of those games I haven't replayed in a long ass time. It's because I've been clearing up my backlog, and I did a great, huge portion this past year. This year, though, I'm definitely only going to probably be around 30 to 60 games, a little more modest, but playing a lot more larger games this year as well. A lot of these games, they're a bit shorter in length. But Sons of the Forest is not shorter in length. It is, however, a great time. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Best way I could describe it is engrossing, aggravating, rewarding. It's a type of survival game where you really have to just make sure you're prepared, don't make any mistakes, and if you gotta run, run. Run. Oh. But no, Sons of the Forest is a great time. It's the sequel to The Forest, and there's now going to be a third game. I think it's coming out this year. I forgot what they named it. Oh, it's just called Forest 3. Yeah, that's such a weird name. How are you going to go from The Forest to Sons of the Forest to just Forest 3? Like, Forest 3 has to have, like, a different name by the time the game releases. I don't know. That's just how I feel. Oh, and yeah, for those who are watching the stream, I did not get to update a couple things that I've wanted to update for the stream layout. I apologize, and as I mentioned, I've been sick, so I haven't even been on my computer much this whole time. So just wanted to let you all know that the stream layout and the intro outro will be updated. Just give me a little more time, guys. Thank you. Anywho, next game, Space Marine 2, my first ever Warhammer game, and I was extremely impressed. I thought the game was a lot of fun, extremely gory. I was actually a little bit engrossed into the story, actually, and more than that, visually, one of the best looking games I ever played on my PC. And it was reminiscent of Gears of War style gameplay, which I loved. Loved that a lot. So, and yes, these are from left to right order as well. As we continue with the tier list, left to right order does matter. Yo, a Space Marine 2 been on my to playlist forever. Looks great. It's only like 8 to 10 hours long for the story. And then the multiplayer, I played some of the multiplayer. It was a lot of fun for the portion I played. Obviously, there isn't anyone else that I've had friends with that played. So, like, I haven't been able to play multiplayer, like, with a group of, like, homies or anything. But I still had a blast regardless. A solid 9 out of 10 experience. Now, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed is one of the best game experiences that I had of the year. A solid 9.5 out of 10. I thought it was even better than Xenoblade 3's base game. It reminded me of how Torna was even better than Xenoblade 2. I really loved how Xenoblade Future Redeemed tied everything together even more than the base game did, and brought back Shulk and Rex, and you got to play as them, and just how it all came together. The music, of course, the way the world is designed is peak every time. It's pulling at my heartstrings, man. Teared up. Such a great game. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed was a spectacular send off to the Xenoblade Chronicles series. Nice. Yeah, seriously, for Space Marine 2, it's definitely a sick game. And Xenoblade 3 Future Redeemed, of course, also. But Mass Effect OG. So this was before I ended up picking up Legendary Edition of Mass Effect for like $2 on Steam one day. Mass Effect OG was on sale for like $2. So that's what I did. I picked up Mass Effect OG. And it was really surprising how advanced the gameplay was at the time that that game released. Like, as a game, you really see how pivotal and inspirational Mass Effect OG was to the RPG genre and also to Western gaming as a whole, included. So I rated it an 8.5 out of 10. And that was mainly because I was having some technical issues with the game, like mainly towards the later half, like where like there were like some glitches or technical hiccups. Like I had to drop like a whole point just off that. And then I think I had like 8.5. So I would put it on the lower half here, higher than here. But yeah, I had a great time with it though. I just think that it was very ahead of its time, and it's obviously the OG version. It's not really meant to be playing on newer hardware, so that was probably why I had the hiccups, but it is what it is. I've only played Mass Effect 1 so far, but I agree, it was awesome. It was literally such an awesome time, and the story was super, super deep and in depth, and there's so many different paths that you can do. But my goal for this year, and pretty soon, honestly, because I need to make room on my computer, is play Mass Effect 2. Like around this time last year was when I played Mass Effect 1 and was in my process of beating it. So I'm hoping to play Mass Effect 2 sometime soon. Because every time I turn on my PC, I get the fucking EA icon popping up. Literally, it just pops up automatically. Like, sign into your EA account. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm not playing Mass Effect 2 yet. I still have to beat Dragon Ball Z Kakarot in its entirety. Kakarot has the new DLC that just dropped today. Bruh. Impossible to keep up. Next up, going to my PS3 for Time Crisis 4. Now, I've actually never beat the game. I have, however, played multiple Time Crisis games. But this is one of the only ones I've actually beat since I've had the physical copy on my PS3. I thought it was a great time. I did, however, feel that the way the game looked visually on my PS3 and how it ran and performed was a bit lacking. It definitely felt like it should have ran better. Outside of that, as like a rail shooter game, I thought it was playable. I would probably put that right here, 7.5 out of 10, right behind Star Fox 2. Honestly, if I'm really thinking about it, I'd probably put it behind Star Fox 2. Not saying it's bad. It's a 7.5. It's not a 7, but yeah. Next up, we got Dragon Quest Treasures, and once again, shout out to Square Enix for allowing me to be able to showcase the game on stream. And after playing it through to the end, I thought it was genuinely a great collectathon. It was actually a lot of fun grabbing all the different treasures and then raising up your ranks. It was a lot of fun playing as a few of the characters that were in Dragon Quest XI S. Also, I thought the tie-ins between that was great too. I gave the game an 8. I was gonna say 8.5 out of 10. It was actually an 8. So that makes me think I would put it on the higher end. I would probably say above Sons of the Forest, but then slightly below Sports Mix. Sounds crazy, but I don't make the rules. I just abide by the scores. The scores that I gave them on the finishing day of beating them. Next up, Grimm's Hollow. Grimm's Hollow. It was a free to play game, indie game. I saw it, thought it looked really cool. Reminded me of like Deltarune and Earthbound and all that kind of cool stuff. It was unfortunately uh not super crazy. Like the sprite work was minimalist, but it wasn't all that. The music was overall pretty forgettable, and the dialogue was completely one note. Uh, I gave it a 6.5 out of 10, and to be honest, I think I'd rather play Streets of Kamurocho over it. So I'll put that at the bottom right now. Back, same. Yeah, man. Mass Effect, bro. I need to get to Mass Effect 2. I'm hoping to get to play that soon. Yo, hope you guys been enjoying the stream. For everyone's watching live, lurking, and in the playback, in the VOD. Hit the like, hit subscribe, hit donate, hit the member, hit the join, all that good shit. Hype the stream up. Let's go. Click fam in the building. Let's go. Mario in the Multiverse. I streamed a ton of this game, and I had a blast. It was one of the best mods for Mario 64 I ever played. Better than Star Road even. I gave it a 9 out of 10, and I agree with the 9 out of 10 rating. And to be honest, I think I want to put it ahead of SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 2K24 mod pack. I think I liked it that much, to be honest. It was so innovative, and the level design for every area, as well as each new equipable item per level based on that level, peak level design. And it was incredible how they had so many of the best Mario 64 modders all working together for this one multiverse mod. It was peak. It was genuinely peak. And honestly, I may move this up to the bottom of this tier, 2K24 mod pack. I may put it at the bottom of S tier, because I still genuinely think about it a lot. So, yeah. All right, guys. Here is one of the worst games that we had for the year. And to be honest, I really didn't have that many games less than a 6. It was really just a bunch that were a 6. Not a bunch, but like there was 6.5s and 6s and 7s and 7.5s. Of course, there's 8.5s and 9s, you know. But this next game was definitely memorable as like the worst game I played. And it's one of the few that is a 6 out of 10. Polaris. I unfortunately don't want to say shout out to you guys for letting me play your game, because playing your game and streaming it was like really bad. It like dropped frames. Like the game was just like unplayable. And it wasn't even because of like my computer settings or anything. It was like strictly because the game was just a broken, sluggish, unplayable mess. And I'm not saying completely unplayable. Like you can run around and like, but I'm saying you were like trying to shoot down these ships and nothing was fucking happening. And then you get taken down in 2 seconds, respawn, try again, boom, 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 boom. Nothing's happening. You die. And it was shit. It was fucking shit. Sorry, guys. And Payday 3. It's the most 7 out of 10 game I ever played in my life. It's a game. Payday 3 is the type of game that you would see multiple different characters play off of a video game console on a Netflix TV show, in a Netflix TV series. That's the type of game Payday 3 is. It's a game that would be on a TV and the kids would be playing it in the background of an episode on Netflix. That's the type of game Payday 3 is. It's just the most 7 out of 10 game, the most average mid game, and not a lot to write home about. It just does what it says it's going to do, and it's not going to do it in an excelling way. That's Payday 3 in a nutshell. Yeah, Yusuke Oofs. And I hope that's not for the stream, Yusuke Oofs. Bitrate looks good on Streamlabs. Things look good on YouTube right here. So hopefully that Yusuke Oof isn't for the stream. Hopefully that's for the truth of Polaris and Payday Next up, we got Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I gave it an 8 out of 10. I would probably put it on the lower half of 8 out of 10, though, right below Sons of the Forest, above Rental. I did have a good time with it. I played it on the PS3 version of the game. I thought it was really cool how like the third party characters had like unique forms. Like Mega Man did not look like the Mega Man we all know. He looked like Mega Man from like the original American box art from like years ago. Then we had Pac-Man and like a mech that he was controlling. Like, and the actual core gameplay itself was fun, and seeing the characters from Street Fighter and Tekken interact even just a little bit was always really cool. But obviously, the internet isn't really that big of a thing on Street Fighter versus Tekken. You couldn't really experience it much, but it probably was really good back in the day. But as a fighting game, it was good. It was definitely a good time. Solid 8 out of 10 game. It was for Polaris. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Because I don't want any issues with my stream. I'm literally praying to the GODs, praying to the GODs. Because Verizon was having a huge outage for like 6 hours earlier. That shit was horrible. Oh man. Okay, now this game impressed me. It makes me want to play Detroit Become Human and the other games this team made. But Heavy Rain, it was a solid 9 out of 10. Probably put it right here, honestly, right above Mass Effect. To be honest, like especially for how memorable it was even more memorable. Jason. Outside of that one funny meme that I finally got to see the context of it, like in game. Heavy Rain pulls on the heartstrings. It more so just immerses you into the world, and you kind of really get to fit into each of these characters' shoes in various dark moments. I thought it was really good. And I have Beyond Two Souls. It is in my backlog. I have a physical. So I am going to probably play that before I ever get the chance to Detroit Become Human. We'll see. But yeah, Heavy Rain, played on PS3. Graphically, it was really impressive too. And same with just the way the game was as a whole. It was very much an early innovator for its time. Yo, shouts all 7 of y'all watching. Hit the like button, please. It lets YouTube know that y'all enjoy these streams, especially these live hangouts. This one's a tier list stream going over every game I beat in 2025, as we've been streaming for almost an hour. So thank you all for coming through. Still got many more games to go to. Next up, we got Driving is Hard. Shouts to the developers of Driving is Hard for allowing me to showcase the game. This obviously is inspired by many games that you may all know and love, like Getting Over It and any game where you're climbing and you're trying not to fall. I played it on stream. It was a great time. I did end up making it to the top. Took me a couple more hours off stream. I did give it an 8 out of 10. If I were to put it somewhere, I probably would actually put it right over here, right above Rental. Driving is Hard was a great time. It definitely grinded my gears, especially when you'd be driving the vehicle, the bathtub, and you would literally be like one wheel on like a branch or a platform, and you're just trying your best to climb up over it with the other side, and then you just fall, and you just can't do anything. You're just going down. But no, Driving is Hard. Really great variety in the levels too, like as you keep going up. But it's thankfully easier than like Getting Over It because you're in a vehicle. But there is those moments where you probably may are gonna fall. Now, next up, we got Web Fishing. Now, this was a game that I was actually enjoying more once I started the game. But as I played it more, and then of course playing it online too with like randoms, I kind of really like was not enjoying the appeal of the game as much. I kind of started not enjoying the way the community was. I'll just say that. You'd be surprised how some of the people online were in this game. Like even when I streamed some of it, like I was like surprised. Like people were like pushing me when I'm trying to fish, and I'm just like, "What are we doing here, bro? Like we're just trying to chill and fish on the web." But when I would be playing single player, it was a great chill vibe. A lot of fun collecting different fish for your aquarium. Uh, and I rated it a 7.5. And yeah, Time Crisis 4 is also 7.5. And then let me see here. Just want to double check something. Yes, it's all 7.5. I just wasn't sure what I'd put ahead of. I think I'm gonna keep Star Fox 2 ahead. I think I think I'd go back to Star Fox 2 over web fishing, to be honest. All right, guys. Next up, we got High on Life, which I was able to play through PlayStation Plus. Got to experience the whole game for free, and I thought it was a great time. High on Life 2 is gonna be coming out, but I'm not sure if I'd want to buy that day one. I feel like that's a game that it will go on sale eventually, and it's worth it for sale price. But I had a great time for the price I played it, and as an FPS game, it was super funny with lots of great humor, very vivid in the color and art direction of the game. And more than that, the various different weapons you're using, they all had their own different dialogue that they'd speak to you. And it was always a lot of variety, especially in the ways the levels are designed too. So I'd probably give it, like I said, when I mentioned it in the video back when I talked about it in my backlog playlist, an 8 out of 10. I would probably see. Here's where things are going to get tough. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put High on Life right over here, and I'm actually gonna bring you to the top because C 7 to 8. No, you're gonna stay at the very end of this, very end of B tier. Okay, okay. Next up, we got one of the best games to have released in 2024 that took me 60 plus hours to beat. Metaphor Rehantatio. Solid 9.5 out of 10. I thought the themes of the game were super impactful, and I thought the characters were completely all unique and really stand the test of time when it comes to characters created by Atlas. Strom is amazing. Hulkenberg, incredible. Two of my favorite characters that Atlas has made within the last decade. Uh, the end game was insane too, if you made it that far. But it wasn't better than Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed. I'm not saying Metaphor isn't cinema. It is. I'm just saying Future Redeemed is even more cinema. Metaphor Recantatio is amazing. One of the best games Atlas has made. But the first 10 hours of Metaphor Refantatio was so bad, I really was like trying my best to not drop the game. The first 10 hours were so boring and such a slog and a drag, and I felt like I had no idea what I was doing and how to do anything. And then I figured it all out, and then I loved the game. So, Xenoblade 3 Future Redeemed, I didn't have that problem. I know that's just a me, but that's just how it was for me. That's just how it was. But it's a great game. It's incredible. Oh. Oh, are you kidding me, bro? Made it that far. But it wasn't.
Invest that money into expanding commercial
I'm just checking to see if like this shit is working, bro. I got like an error message, like, bro. Yeah, Streamlabs is dipping again, bruh. And now it's going back up to where it's supposed to be, like, bruh. Okay, for those who are watching the stream, let me know if there's any audio issues, video issues, all that kind of issues. If there's no issues and if you're enjoying the stream, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the dono goal, hit the member goal. All of the hype is appreciated. And don't worry, the dono thing on the bottom right, I'm updating it to a new goal. But next up, we got the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I got this game for free off PS Plus, and it was a really cool puzzle-based game. It's bite-sized, so it wasn't too long. It didn't overstay its welcome, and it has multiple routes, so there is replayability. I gave it like a 7 out of 10. I'd say it's something I'd rather play and go back to over Payday 3. So it's at the bottom of C tier as of now. Next up, we got Whole IO. It's actually something that's supposed to be a mobile game. I was able to play it through Steam. It's free download. And it reminded me of a game like Donut County. For those who know what that game is, you're basically a hole and you're just absorbing everything and you're getting bigger. But Whole IO made it look like it was a multiplayer game too. So you could play multiplayer with other people. But it wasn't. It was just like there's other holes that you had to like overtake, and it wasn't like online multiplayer. So I was kind of disappointed about that. So I gave like a 6.5 out of 10. I probably high key would play it more than Grimm's Hollow though, and definitely more than Polaris. Oh man. Next up, sorry, I'm just YouTube says there's a stream issue and then Streamlabs says it's fine. So I don't know. Let me know how things are looking. We got Grim Hook. It's a free game that was made by passionate couple of developers from school, and it was really a unique game. Very much a small passion project that was for a contest, and they won the contest with this passion project. And the gimmick of using the hook to be able to traverse over various 3D platforming areas was fun, but there wasn't a lot expanded upon. Obviously, super short test game, and if they expanded upon it, I think there's potential. I gave it a 7 out of 10, and I think I'd put this at the right here. Right, I would probably play it more than Comp Roadshow, but I think I would play Payday 3 ahead of Grip Hook. I mean, if you get a couple friends, you can make a little more replayability. So it's a little more of an edge for Payday 3. You know what I mean? You know. Yo, for those who are watching the stream, let me know if you're here by dropping some 100% emotes in the live stream chat. Let's go. Next up, we got Ghostwire Tokyo, The Prelude, Corrupted Case File. Now, I was playing Ghostwire Tokyo, and while playing the game live on stream, my PS Plus ran out. And then I was like, what the fuck? And obviously, when I went onto the page on the PlayStation store for Ghostwire Tokyo, I saw the Prelude, Corrupted Case File is like a free download. It's a small visual novel. And probably one of the worst visual novels I ever played. It was just like so dialogue heavy in like a not good way. So much exposition that was not necessary, that didn't help with the main game story. And even worse than that, you can't autoplay through any of it. It was bad. And it actually was less than a 6. I thought my lowest score was a 6 out of 10. My lowest was actually a 5.5. So Polaris was better than a Ghostwire Tokyo. And honestly, if I found a way to get 4 friends together on Polaris and like lag away against a bunch of machines that just wouldn't be taken down anyway, I think that end up being more fun just off the sheer stupidity of it. But the actual game Ghostwire Tokyo though, it wasn't mid, it wasn't good. It was just about above average at best. A 7.5 out of 10. I probably would play it before Star Fox 2 though. So it's currently at the top of C tier, but obviously it's 7 to 8. This is a 7.5. So if an 8 is a little bit lower than the B tier, then it would be at the top of C. You know what I mean? That's why the layout is the way it is. So like this is a 9, so is this. You know what I mean? This is an 8. Actually, no, that's not a good comparison. A 9 and a 9, an 8, and actually, that's an 8.5. I can't see any other comparisons I was able to make. Oh no, this is a 7. This is a 7. That's a great comparison. This is a 9. This is a 9. This is a 7. This is a 7. You get it? You got it. Good. Go. And thanks for the 100% emotes. Appreciate that, Ace. And I hope you've been doing good, bro. Hope everyone's been enjoying the stream tonight, hanging out, having a good time. And once again, for anyone who hasn't already, let me know any of the games that you beat last year. I would love to know some games you beat last year, guys. Next up, we got Moonring. I put a lot of time into this game, actually. It's a retro-inspired PC era RPG. It's actually reminiscent of a newer game that's come out called Caves of Cud. And the game Moonring has a really unique art style and aesthetic, too, in reference to the retro RPG formula. I do, however, want to say that some of it is randomly generated, so trying to find your way isn't going to be easy. But if you can make your way through, it's worth it. I'd say it's right above Driving is Hard, right behind Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Next up, we got Napoleon. Now, I streamed Napoleon a bunch, so some of y'all know how I feel about this game. It's actually a really cool strategy RPG made by Nintendo and the developers Genki. And they obviously were bought by Intelligent Systems, so this is technically an Intelligent Systems game now. But yeah, Napoleon was a great time. Actually had really great historical ties. And then demons, okay, just throwing demons in there, SMT style. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I would probably, for sure, put it right here at the top of B tier. It's definitely ahead of Mario Sports Mix, but I can't put it in A tier. It's there's just some things about it. It's obviously an older game, but I don't know. I can't give it A tier. For some reason, something in my mind is like this game's a high B tier game, but I don't know. These A tier games, I feel like they're just a step ahead of everything else. You know what I mean? And it's definitely all a step ahead of Pokemon Violet, Again, I'm not gonna say anything. It's like they always say, don't be negative, don't bite the hand that feeds you. So y'all missed everything I said. I'm not sure how long y'all missed everything I said. Hopefully it wasn't that long. Hopefully y'all can hear me now. I'm so confused, bro. Like, guess we're good now. Bruh. Internet issue, mic issue. My life is full of issues. Fantasy Zone. Okay, so I played Fantasy Zone through Yakuza, Pirates Yakuza, because there is like the Sega Master System in the game. That was a pretty cool shmup, side scroller shmup. Probably would play it over Stanley Parable, but like it was a little bit too visually clashing with the way the art was for the game. Wasn't all that. And thanks, Ace. I appreciate that, bro. Seriously, thank you, man. Next up, we got Virtual Fighter 3 TB, 3 Team Battle. I actually have played Virtual Fighter 3 before, but not 3 TB. So the team battle element changes the formula up and actually was a bit ahead of its time as well for the team battle style as a fighting game that Virtual Fighter had here for 3 TB. I give the game a 8.5 out of 10. Now, I would probably play it over Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but I don't know if I would consider it an 8.5 currently. You know what I mean? Like how like I rated this a 6.5, but I put it up here because I know realistically I would play more than these. I gave this an 8.5 and I feel like it's more of an 8 looking back. So this is one of those few examples where it's like I thought highly of it when I finished it, but looking back, I'm thinking a little less of it. And honestly, there's maybe one or two other games that I feel that way for as we continue. But yeah, I think I'd put it just right ahead of Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I would probably like I feel more nostalgia and like would rather play these games in front of 3TB. I'm not sure what's going on with my stream tonight, bro. Like I streamed 3 times last week, no problem. I don't stream the last few days because I'm not feeling well, and then like I'm just getting screwed. But if y'all hit the like button and show love, it makes it worth it. Sharing the stream, all the hype stuff, it helps out. Now, it's time for Kirby Tilt and Tumble. One of the games that impressed me the most with the Switch functionality of the Joy-Cons. And I genuinely still consider this game a 9 out of 10 game. Kirby Tilt and Tumble was a blast. I think y'all are gonna hate me for what I'm about to do here. Because obviously Mass Effect OG was an 8.5. So if Mass Effect's an 8.5, then realistically, I would have this ahead. Yeah, I think that's a great spot. Yeah. I almost put it in my current top 5 at the moment. That would be wild. Right. Next up, we got The Exit of Nightmare. Shouts to the developers of The Exit of Nightmare for allowing me to showcase their game on stream as well. I did have a decent time with it, but it was overall pretty lacking the farther I went into the game. It was not really super scary. It was more so just weird and not really that great of a puzzle, but it was not absolutely terrible. It was just mid to bad. I would say I would probably put it here. It's a 6 out of 10 game. So at the top of F tier, I'd say the Exit of Nightmare. It'd be either there or the end of D tier. So I don't know. I feel like it belongs here. You know what? Honestly, Grimm's Hollow belongs here too. Like there, because they're both 6 out of 10s, if I recall. Unless I did 6.5 for Grimm. I did. Okay, no worries. I just feel like the same about them, you know what I mean? But I guess slightly ahead makes sense. Next up, yo, Decepticon, this is your moment. Because you mentioned it earlier. Pirate Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. This was one of my most anticipated games, new releases for 2025. And obviously, by this point, I already beat a good chunk of games, but almost none of them were 2025 releases. I'm pretty sure none of them was a 2025 release. Looking at it right now, I don't think any of them was a 2025 release. So my first 2025 game I beat was like in what month did I beat Pirate Yakuza? March, the end of March. And I gave the game a 9 out of 10. I still feel that way. And I actually loved the way they had Majima as the protagonist. And I really thought the new characters they introduced were awesome, along with the wrestler Samojo being the final antagonist of the game too was super sick. I love when they incorporate. It's a hot take, but I love when they incorporate other people into their games, like the professional fighter Sakura. He was in Infinite Wealth. When I saw him in the game, I was like, "How did they put this motherfucker in the game?" Like I would watch his YouTube videos, and I'm just like, how is he in the game?" But 9 out of 10. I would put it over Space Marine for sure. Over Space Marine. Sorry, guys. I would rather play this mod. Doesn't mean Pirate Yakuza is bad, but this mod, it's so much fun. I would go back to it any day. Fuck it. It's going up. It's going up to the S tier. Pirate Yakuza can be the A tier, top of the A tier. That's what we're doing, and I'm comfortable with it. Next up, we got a 4-person beat 'em up inspired by tons of Monster Mash and zombie movies called Final Exam. It was less than mid. It was pretty underwhelming and it was not that good. It was just better than Grimm's Hollow. And I'd probably play Whole IO instead, honestly. So, Final Exam, 6.5 out of 10. Next, however, shouts to the homie King Narukami getting me the PC version of Sleeping Dogs because I had the PS3 version. I was going to play that, but then I ended up getting the PC version to the homie, and the game looks visually, aesthetically, sonically, gameplay so impressive, so incredible, and definitely one of the coolest open worlds that I ever explored. I did have some technical hiccups towards the later half of the game, like the very later half, but it was a great time, and 8.5 out of 10. Honestly, this is above Napoleon for sure, at the top of B tier. Or, honestly, this is an A tier game. This is definitely an A tier game. I would put it right here at the bottom of A tier. That's where it goes. Because it's an 8.5. It can go in the bottom of A or the top of B. So that's where it goes. That's where it's being placed. Hope y'all enjoying the stream live, lurking in the playback, guys. 100% clicking the building. Show some love if y'all enjoying the streams. We in here. I stream because y'all enjoy the streams. And if y'all do, let me know. Sharing the stream helps out. Next up, we got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. One of the visually best looking games that you can get on the PS5. Obviously, it's on PC, like most PS5 games. But I think Rivet was a really cool character being introduced to the game, and I thought the actual gimmick of the rifts could have been executed a bit better and expanded upon more. It kind of just felt like it was a bit half-baked, but outside of that gimmick being half-baked, it was a pretty good Ratchet and Clank game. Just doesn't have the same humor it used to have, but it's an 8 out of 10. It's a good time. So I'd put it right over here. Yeah, I'd rather play High on Life, I think, over Rift Apart, to be honest. Both same score, 8. So Sackboy's Big Adventure. So I had this game physically. I just had it. So I played the game, Sackboy's Big Adventure. And it's the most average 3D platformer I played. It did, one of the cons, have a ton of mainstream music that was completely like copywritten, like Bruno Mars and shit. I think Britney Spears too, if I recall, which that was probably like one of the better songs, honestly. But like, what was it? 7 out of 10, a 7.5? Like, bro, yeah, 7.5. Like, I think I would put it right here. Yeah, I'd put it right there. Next up, Gauntlet. Now, Gauntlet is a game that I got to experience throughout 2025, and it actually was published by Arrowhead Studios, Warner Brothers, same people who made Helldivers 2, and it was a really cool squad-based game, a really cool four-player isometric battler, brawler, and I thought it was really fun. I thought it was a bit repetitive though with some of the enemies you came across, and there'd be lots of swarms that you getting through. But it's a gauntlet, and it was a good time. 7 out of 10. I think I'd put it either because I know for a fact I'd rather play these two over it. So yeah, that goes right there. Lower end of C tier. Next up, and for those who are watching, yo, Ace, Septon, hope you guys been having a good night and hope you guys been having a good week. You know, Grubby, hope you've been having a good week too, because obviously it's the first time I streamed all week. So we're about to be halfway through the games, man. Thank you all for coming through the stream. Right here is actually one of the best games I played this year, by far. The one game that completely blew every game out of the water. Custom Robo. Find a way to play this game. Some of the best gameplay, best customization, hilarious writing and just gameplay style and the music, and the game is literally like 2 games in one after you beat the main story. Like I can go back to it and continue playing the game. That's how big it is. It's so much better than I thought it was going to be, and it was easily one of the best games I played this year, especially when it comes to older games. I would play it ahead of Metaphor for sure, and Future Redeemed, it's like really close. Next up, NASCAR 2011, a game that I played back in the day with one of my homies, but I was ass at the game and my friend made sure the settings were on the hardest difficulty. Playing on my own, I was able to play on the hardest difficulty by the time I was done, which is really great, and I had a lot of fun. It was a good racing game. Solid 8 out of 10. I would probably put this right over here. Yeah. Right over there. All right. Next up, we got Straftat, a 1v1 free to download FPS game that anyone could play. There is not too much variety in the gameplay, and modes like 2v2 and 3v3 at the time weren't a thing. I think they are now, but obviously I rated everything based on at the time when I was playing it. So, with all that said, I gave it a 7 out of 10. I would probably put it right over here somewhere. Right there. There we go. I probably would play it over Payday 3. Like, you play with some homies, I feel like you'd have more fun than, like, doing some heist against some broken NPCs. Now, the one game that everyone's trying to mock me for, when it's literally made by Koei Tecmo and the team behind Dead or Alive Extreme, the fighting games and the volleyball games, and it's literally just Fatal Frame, but you're running a hotel where you're hiring models. Like, that's fire. Like, I don't know. I thought the story actually was really in depth and the characters were sick. Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all probably don't believe me, but like, this is literally one of the best games I played this year. I would play it over Space Marine 2 if I would go back to it for sure. Y'all don't sleep on Venus Vacation Prison. Don't sleep. Next up, Bowser's Fury, also a 9 out of 10. I think it'd be right behind Venus Vacation Prison, but ahead of Space Marine 2. And that's because Bowser's Fury is the future of 3D Mario for the most part, outside of the Banza team and what they did. Like, the gameplay we saw from Bowser's Fury is what the future is going to look like for Mario, most likely. And I enjoyed what was here. The cat shines are cool. And dealing with Bowser in the Fury mode did get annoying after a while, but it was a lot of fun nonetheless. Definitely not too much water. And, you know, been a good week so far for me. Life been life, and you know how it is. Gotta make the best of it. Exactly, Ace. And that's kind of been like my whole mindset lately, just in general. It's just like, you can't control what you can't control. So just be positive and control what you can control. And shout out to Venus Vacation. Yo, and streaming that game, I still can't believe I was able to stream the game, to be honest, on YouTube. And also hope Custom Robo drops on GameCube Virtual Console. Yes! Nintendo owns Custom Robo too, so it's like, there's no reason why we don't have it. You know what I mean? We should have Custom Robo on the GameCube console, Virtual Console, and if we do, I'd be replaying the game for sure. That's how much fun it was. And I'll be doing it all on stream, obviously, for that. So, the customizing of your custom robo is so much fun. Going into the various areas that you'd have to fight in. Peak. Fucking peak, bro. And the worst part is custom robo on the GameCube is the best in the series. Like, that's pretty much what I found out after beating the game. Everyone basically is like, the GameCube version is peak. Everything else is shit except for the 1DS game and the 1 N64 game. And then there's like another DS game that came out, and then there's like a few other games in between that came out and afterward that like didn't do well. Like, it's really just the GameCube game, and then you could choose between the DS or 64. Next up, Yoshi's Story. I never beat Yoshi's Story, and I never played it growing up either. It was very charming and lighthearted. It was a really great game to play while I was in the middle of playing Death Stranding. And of course, I was playing Yoshi's Story. Well, Death Stranding is a bigger game. I was playing that for a while, to be honest. And it took me a couple tries to get to that game. So let me drop Yoshi's Story where it needs to be. 8 out of 10. And then Death Stranding, 7 out of 10. Right? Or did I give it an 8? I know it was like a 7.5 or an 8. All right. yeah, I did give them both 8s. And honestly, yeah, that's where I put it. Right there. So I gave Death Stranding an 8, a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. Like that was like what how I said it. But like I do look back on it fondly enough that I'd want to try Death Stranding 2, which is insane knowing the backstory of how much I despised my first 2 attempts of playing the game. And the fact that I was able to make it to the end and play through it and actually enjoy parts of the game and the loop of the gameplay is a testament. Either to the game or to my masochism. Next up, we got Famicom Detective Club Missing Air. Honestly, not the greatest visual novel I ever played, and it wasn't that much to write home about. It's something it took 4+ years for me to play and beat. I do want to try the second game as well as Emio, but like, I don't know, to be honest, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't like it enough where I really want to do that, you know what I mean? But if it was a 7.5 out of 10, I would probably put it right over here. Right over here. Next up, we got Power Stone 2 from the Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which I did recently buy the Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Or I did recently get it. But Power Stone 2 was a blast. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Right here. Mario Kart World. Now, obviously, for those who know, the original rating was a 9.5 out of 10. I eventually gave like a new score later on because of like the technical issues that were coming up with how they updated the game and changed the way like the settings and the menus work for trying to play 3 lap tracks. And they supposedly fixed it. I know a lot of people that just never went back, but the 9.5 is what I originally gave it. I'm gonna just put it at the because it's still a lot of fun as a Mario Kart game. I'm not saying it's not, but the open world was just not. Like, how about that? Because it's definitely not a 9.5 anymore. But it's definitely an 8.5 to a 9. So I don't know. It goes here now. And like I said, obviously it's mostly where I rated them. But if I feel differently about the rating than I do now compared to back when I rated it, then I'll have the position slightly altered. Part-time UFO, made by HAL Laboratories. Really cool, really fun game. Really charming as well with the pixel art as well as the gameplay style where you're just picking up the little packages and moving items and placing things in structures. It's definitely something that can relax your mind or give you a little bit of a brain tweezer or a brain twister or whatever sort of synonym or metaphor you could think of. But it was a great time. Solid 8 out of 10. And I think this is going to be the top of the seats here for sure. Biolab Wars. Biolab Wars was also. Sorry, I can't read. Obviously, I'm getting tired. I'm already halfway through. So we got this. We're shooting for at least another hour at most. We got this. At least at most. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm getting tired. All right. Biolab Wars, 8 out of 10. But before that, Disney Speedstorm, because that was the game I missed. Right. Because I was looking on my right, I'm like, Disney Speedstorm, Biolab Wars, this forever. Disney Speedstorm. There you go. 7 out of 10. Well, actually, was it a 7 or was it 7.5? It was a 7. I would probably put it right here then. I think I'd raise it up a couple bits from 7 to a 7.5 looking back. Because even with the microtransaction BS that it has, the tracks are a lot of fun. The variety of characters is actually peak. The soundtrack is really good too, and graphically looks great. And you can do crossplay and cross progression across every platform now, including Switch 2. So Biolab Wars, that was an 8. I would definitely put that right above Moonring. It's a really cool Contra style game. You can even play as a dog that controls a mech. Desert Child, I've really I can't think of like the name of the type of era, but it's definitely a futuristic style, but kind of post-apocalyptic also. And you're this young kid that's riding these vehicles, trying to make some money, surviving these battles, and it was good. I had it in my backlog for a while. I beat it, but it really wasn't that memorable looking back. I gave it a 7.5, right? 7.5. So I'll be honest, I wouldn't play this ahead of Days Gone. So I'd probably put it right behind there. So a little bit lower than the original score that it had also. Next, we got The House of Fata Morgana, a game that I heard so many great things about, a game that I got collector's editions for that were expensive, that I keep sealed, and I played it digitally. And then one of the first stories was really cringe and weird, and so I didn't play the game for a while. I went back to it, pushed through, got to this really cool story bits that were extremely, extremely in depth with a really great story. And y'all should check it out. There isn't a lot of interactivity with this visual novel. It's not like an AI Sonya Files. It's basically more so just, how can I describe it? The best way I can describe it is it's got the gothic feel, it's got the dark undertones, it's very much novel, more novel than it is anything else. But it was good for what it was. So, for what it was as a novel, probably one of the best things I've read in a while too. After the very weird stuff that happened in the beginning, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I probably would give it a lower 8.5 to be honest. I would probably put it right over here somewhere. Yeah, that works. Next up, we got Gris, or Grease, whichever way you want to pronounce it. And Gris was actually a really artistic and very emotional type of game. As a platformer, it really was a game to try and highlight various different forms of emotion through the platforming, and I thought it was really cool. I gave it an 8.5 as well, and I think I'm gonna put it behind, either behind or in front of Sun's Forest, but I think I'm gonna put it in front of. And Blasphemous. Blasphemous was a game back to back to back. We had 3 8.5s in a row. But I think I'm going to have it slightly lower than an 8.5 spot, to be honest. Because looking back, I truly definitely got aggravated a few more times than I should have. And I did rage quit this game a lot. It took me years to beat it, which is why I'm probably never going to play Blasphemous 2, even though I have thought about it. It's because Blasphemous 1 took so long. And it beautiful art style, beautiful pixel art, some of the best pixel art I've ever seen in an indie game. But the brutality as a Souls-like was pretty brutal. It was pretty goddamn sacrilegious. Now, I apologize for the icon for this one. It's Astro's Playroom. I gave Astro's Playroom an 8 out of 10 or a 7.5. 8 out of 10. It's pretty much just more Astro's bot. And I was halfway done with it when I went to check the playroom. I was like, oh shit, I already put like an hour or so into it. So then I put another hour or so into it, and then I beat the game. And then there was a cool T-Rex that you face that's based off of an old PlayStation demo. Really cool. If I had to put this everywhere or anywhere, it's an 8. I would probably put it ahead of Violet Wars for sure. Next, we got a really, really deep cut Sega game, The Ocean Hunter. I was able to play this game and beat it through Pirate Yakuza, and I love that I got the chance to beat it. As like a rail shooter, it does leave a little bit to be desired when it comes to the beginning to the middle portion of each area. It kind of is just repetitive, but then once you make it towards the mid to late half of every level, it kind of really expands and you fight these really insane beasts. I do, however, think it could have physically like played better, but I still enjoyed it. I had a 7.5 out of 10 score. I think I would play it ahead of Ghostwire Tokyo, to be honest. So, and all of these are still like 7.5s and lower. Like, this is like the only 8 out of 10, I think, here in the C tier for part-time UFO. Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Mega Break. Apologize, another bad logo. Some of these put the wrong icons. It happens. But Mega Break was a really fun online mech game that did kind of lead people on into thinking that there's be a story mode too, along with the multiplayer. There wasn't, but it was fun for what it was, and I wish more people gave it a chance. Kind of surprised because it was really hyped, and after the first day, everyone kind of just like didn't play it, or on the first day, a lot of people just didn't even know it happened. I personally had a good time though. I put 15 hours into it. So it's an 8 out of 10. I'd probably put it right ahead of Biolab Wars for sure. Now, SpongeBob Cosmic Shake was one of the first 3D SpongeBob platformers I ever played, and it impressed me so much that I am planning to play Titans of the Tide, as well as the Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Maybe even the original Battle for Bikini Bottom too, because I know some people feel a type of way about Rehydrated. But Cosmic Shake, I gave it an 8.5. I had a blast. And honestly, it was an 8.5 that was for sure the top of B tier at the moment out of these games. Like I think even more fondly of that, surprisingly. So let's keep it moving. Boobs. 10 out of 10 S tier, guys. They're boobs. Just kidding. It's 7. Just ahead of Stanley Parable. All right. Cruisin' Blast. Nintendo owns it. I own the game since it released on Switch day one. Literally never played it since. Picked it up and played the arcade mode, so I made enough money to boost my vehicle and beat the game. And it was a good time. I do wish there was like a proper online multiplayer, but it is what it is. And I had fun while it lasted. And playing this with friends, like locally, it's a good time. And visually was very impressive how it looks and runs on the Switch 2, which is why the score is slightly higher than I probably would give it. So yeah, let me throw this bad boy right there. Now, next up, one of the best games that I played this year. It did have some technical hiccups later on in the game, which is why the score is a bit lower, but as a game for how much fun I had, 50 Cent, Blood in the Sand, was more than I thought it was going to be. So let me go and place that right over here. Because even though I gave it an 8, it's slightly higher in regards to how memorable it is for me now. And just, I look more fondly back on it. You know what I mean? So it gets slightly higher than an 8 to an 8.5 spot. Rapuka's Idle Island. Now, this game I gave an 8.5. I probably would lower it to an 8 looking back. So, probably put that right over. Yeah, I think I would play it over Yoshi's Story. All this other stuff, actually. So yeah, right there. And for those who know, Rapuka's Out Island, uh, it's just really chill web browser game. You just have it going, and then you help them out every now and then, and your little frog Rapuka, and you increase the island's visibility and variety of foliage. Now, one of the most anticipated games of the year for me was this indie game, Ruffy and the Riverside, and I personally loved it and thought the copy paste gimmick was really cool, and the soundtrack, characters, visuals, I thought all of it looked incredible, and I had a great time, and I beat the game, and it was one of the best indie games I played this year. Solid 9 out of 10. It definitely belongs in my A tier. Right ahead of Kirby. Right ahead of Kirby, but behind Space Marine. So, next up, Musha. It's another shmup style game, but a vertical one, and it's based on anime mechs, metallic uniframe, super hybrid armor, and I gave that 8 out of 10. It's a bit short. It's only like 40 minutes long to 50 minutes long, even if you die a couple times. But I gave it an 8, right? Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this right here because I probably would play and look back on part-time UFO a little more. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. It was a good shmup. Next up, though, EX Zodiac. If we're talking rail shooters, we're talking things inspired by Sin and Punishment as well as Star Fox, EX Zodiac definitely did a great job doing that, and it was a lot of fun. But as an 8 out of 10, it would actually be slightly higher than a couple of these. I would probably put it right over here. Yeah, right there. Right there. That's where you go. Uma Musume Pretty Derby. All I'ma say is Miha now. Miha now. For those who know, if you know, you know. Yeah. It was a good time. I had more fun with other mobile games. But for what it was a fun game to stream. It was a fun game to stream. I think I'd rather play Time Crisis 4 over it, but I think I'd rather play Uma Musume over the rest of these, surprisingly. Next, the 10 out of 10 Donkey Kong Bonanza. DK Bonanza. DK Bonanza. DK Bonanza. DK Bonanza. One of the best games I ever played in my life. It's in my top 10 of all time. Easily. It literally brought everything within the DK universe back together and back to the forefront in so many ways. The best 3D platformer that I've played in over a decade. It is better than Odyssey. It's literally made by the Odyssey team. So if anyone thinks Bonanza is worse than Odyssey, then you must be on drugs. And I'm saying this as someone who loves Odyssey as one of the best Mario games ever made. And just in general, as someone who got into gaming because of Mario. It's just one of those things where Bonanza is the sequel to Odyssey. And the next 3D Mario, we're probably gonna have to wait a little bit. There was never a confirmation, guys, that there was two separate teams working on Bonanza and something else. Like that was never confirmed. So the fact that people ran with that and people believe that, like, we may have to wait 2 years for 3D Mario. Like, it is what it is. Ace says, I liked Mecha Break a lot. Unfortunately, it died quickly. Being a mech PvP, it was very niche. Yeah, it was a niche concept, and it probably would have been better if they had a lot more for the game on release. And they definitely announced the game too early. Speaking of an always online game and or mobile game or something like that, Persona 5 The Phantom X was without a doubt one of the most infuriatingly disappointing games I ever played. I had high hopes as it was still Persona, you know what I mean? But like the microtransactions and the way the game and the world operates, it was I was lucky I made it through the 2 fucking chapters that were available for the game. I would rather play Payday over this. I'd rather would play Pokemon Violet. I gave it a 6.5. And I think Grimhook has a higher score, like a 7, but like this is only slightly higher because I at the end of the day I put 15 fucking hours into the game. I'm sorry, like it has to at least be over Grimhook just off that alone. Sorry, like I said earlier, I'm still a bit sick. Oh man, I've been doing a lot of talking, but we're almost done. Let's go. Next up, we have an 8 out of 10 and 7 out of 10 for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot Bardock Alone Against Fate. And, the 7 out of 10, Prince Vegeta's story. But yeah, Bardock story, because I'm playing Kakarot in timeline order. So yes, I didn't start the game with the main game. I started the game with DLC, because when I got the game Kakarot on Steam, it was with all the DLC for a big discount, like back last summer. Anywho, I'm playing chronological timeline order. So right now, I'm at the main game, but I went through Bardock's story, went through Prince Vegeta's story. And I'm not doing the future Trunks portion until I get to like that part within the main story. So I'm gonna go through that part into the main story, then cut away to the future Trunks, and then go back to the main story. I'm doing it that way. It's just more fun. But we are gonna get to another expansion in just a moment. But there's just a quick little intermission for this indie game, this indie racer called Barrow GT that I can say without a shadow of a doubt has some of the worst controls I've ever played in a racing game. But it is, however, better than every other game in the F tier. For sure, I would play Barrow GT over Exit a Nightmare Polaris and Ghostwire Prelude, for sure. And I think you can play Barrow GT online. So if all of us got the game, it'd be like a funny shitstorm. You literally control the car with the analog stick. And then you turn with the other analog stick, like left and right. Like, whoever designed the gameplay of that is fucking crazy. Anywho, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. I did also give an 8, but it's definitely a lower 8 than the Bardock one. It was a great time, and I loved how it was mostly focused on OG Dragon Ball, but I would probably put it right over here-ish. Right there. Right there. Yeah, right there's good. Now, this game, Sute Hakun, the most underrated, slept on Nintendo IP that started on the SNES, and then the team that made this game, I forgot what they ended up working on later in life. I think it was Sushi Striker. They ended up making Sushi Striker. The team that made Sute Hakun later in life, still working for Nintendo, made Sushi Striker. That's a fall from grace because Sute Hakun is one of the best puzzle games, one of the best puzzle platformers I ever experienced, and y'all can experience it on the Virtual Console and SNES at any time, bro. You don't need to know Japanese to play this game. The game at the start literally gives you tutorials on how to do everything, and you can look at that at any time. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. It's definitely on the higher end of an 8.5. So let's drop this bad boy right here. Yes, I am putting it ahead of Mass Effect and Sleeping Dogs. It's my list. I loved my time with Sute Hakun. AI Sonic Files, not the third game. It's technically the third game, but it's not the third in like a trilogy. No Sleep for Konami Date was a great time. It was just not better than Nirvana Initiative or the first AI, though. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, so not nearly as high of a score as the first game or second game for me, but still a lot of fun. Still some of the classic humor, too. Shit. Am I going to put it on the. I may swap these two in and out. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do because I know for a fact I enjoy Sleeping Dogs more than this, but Cosmic Shake and this, it's like neck and neck by like a hair. Sonic the Fighters, a Sonic fighting game. This was a thing before Sonic SmackDown, which for those who know, Sonic SmackDowns are really cool. 2D Sonic fighting game. This is a 3D one. A lot of Sonic's moves in Smash Bros. Are inspired by the moves that he has in this game. And Sonic Fighters, I gave a 7.5 out of 10. And it's passable. It's not bad, but I played better. I'd put this ahead of Web Fishing. I actually probably would play Disney Speedstorm or Sackboy's Big Adventure. Yeah, these are all entertaining. I could probably swap those three around anyway, maybe. I don't know. It's tough. But next up, Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion. I gave it an 8 out of 10. And for me, Splatoon 2's Octo Expansion is what has me hooked for Splatoon Raiders, which is supposed to be coming out eventually. Single player Splatoon game, but it's been crickets recently. Gave it an 8. And I think what I'm going to do is I genuinely enjoyed my time with Part-Time UFO. More than this, Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion, they're still both 8s out of 10s though. They're just at the top of C tier. Next up, Kirby Star-Crossed World. A lot of fun, a bit short. I think it was like 4 hours, but it was a great time. And I am excited for the future of 3D Kirby games with how great Forgotten World and Star-Crossed World was. So, gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Let's put that where we gotta put it. I think I'm gonna put it right in front of Power Stone. And then right behind 50 Cent. Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread, I had a blast. I've put a lot of time into Dread over the years. Mainly the first week it released and the week I picked it back up. And that was back in the month of September. And I gave it a 9 out of 10, which is what it deserves. It was an amazing Metroidvania. And the vibe, the aura. Peak. Still peak. Somewhere over here. I think I gotta put it right here. Right here is right. I feel comfortable right here with that 9 out of 10 score that it has. Yeah. I had a blast. And if y'all haven't played Metroid Dread, it's literally one of the best Metroid games. Next up, we got Dragon Ball Kakishin Squadra. For those who know, I streamed the game a lot when it was in early access and closed beta as Project Multi. And Squadra is a great time, and they're giving so much DLC to that game all the time, free DLC. It's cool. I gave it an 8 out of 10, and I didn't feel like it was super microtransaction heavy. I just felt like a lot of the teams you're facing end up being really repetitive. Some of the characters are just really good. So I gave it an 8 out of 10. I would probably put it right over here. All right, next up, one of the games that I wasn't even expecting to buy, let alone expecting to get interested in, Shinobi Art of Vengeance. I'm not even kidding when I say this is one of the best games I played this year. I'm not even kidding when I say if DK Bonanza didn't release, this probably would have been my favorite new game of the year. That's how good it was. So like this is literally it's in the top. Like cuz these are all 9.5s, you know what I mean? Like these 5 are all 9.5s. Like and if we're talking new games, like 9.5, 10. Peak. Shinobi Art of Vengeance, a perfect revival for a long dormant series that deserves its flowers. And I'm now excited for any Shinobi game that ever comes out. I'm now a Shinobi fan. Which is really crazy because one of the games I tried playing in my backlog, because there's actually a handful of games I played or tried to play and didn't beat. One of those was The Revenge of Shinobi. I fucking hated my time with that game. I felt it was unplayable. In Shinobi Art of Vengeance, it's the smoothest fucking gameplay. The soundtrack is incredible. The gameplay is snappy and the platforming and everything is so fucking good. Don't sleep on Shinobi Art of Vengeance, yo. Don't sleep on it. But yo, shout out to everyone's watching. We're shooting for 2 hours almost. We're gonna be wrapping up in a little bit, so I appreciate y'all coming through. Next we got. Let me make sure our audio is working. Or tried to. Good, audio is working. Nice. Like a Dragon, Man Who Erased His Name. Yes, I played Infinite Wealth and Pirate of Yakuza without playing this game, and that's okay. It was no problem. And I now have all of the Yakuza games beat besides Dead Souls because I don't have that on my PS3. And the ending of this game, probably one of the biggest tear jerkers of the year, honestly. If you never played Gaiden, make sure you have tissues, bro. Make sure you have tissues. Yeah, I think I gave it a 9. Even just reminiscing about it makes you want to give it an 8.5 to a 9. So if I recall, that was what I gave it. Let me double check. And yep, it was indeed a 9. Now, I honestly feel like both of these can go hand in hand. I would put it ahead of Unification Prism. Pirate Yakuza and Man Who Erased His Name, in my opinion, they're like 2 halves of the same coin. Even though they released at different times, to me, they feel like a heads or tails kind of thing. Super Mario Galaxy 63, a Mario Galaxy remake of Super Mario 63, the indie game slash flash game that was on Newgrounds back in the day. The 3D version in Galaxy's engine was a lot of fun, and I streamed a good portion of it too. If anyone missed that, but I think people gotta check out some of these mods, including Super Mario Bros. Remastered, which was another great one. And I did rate both of them 9s out of 10s because they were genuinely some of the best Mario games that I've played in recent years. And Super Mario Bros. Remastered has literally every Mario game, the 2D ones, remastered with tons of effects that you can add and change and different levels. And it was just so peak. So they were both 9s. Let me place them where they belong. Super Mario Galaxy 63. I would put that ahead of Bowser's Fury, to be honest. And Super Mario Bros. Remastered, I would probably put that right ahead of Heavy Rain. Yeah, it's looking good. This list is looking great. And now this game, probably the funniest game of the year, by far. I played it right before I went on my trip to Italy. Thank goodness you're here. Literally was the funniest played. It's if you want to play a game that's just charming and you just laugh and you're just enjoying yourself, thank goodness you're here. Is that game a 9 out of 10 hilarious adventure? It's that where it belongs, right? Yeah, right here. right in front of Kirby Tilt and Tumble. And now Pokemon Legends ZA. Like I mentioned earlier, it is better than Violet, but it's definitely no Legends Arceus. It's definitely no Legends Arceus. So I'm gonna put this where it belongs. It's a nice little 7 out of 10 spot right here. There we go. Slightly higher because the shiny hunting in ZA is really good though. So I put it slightly higher here, where it's more of a 7.5 spot. Next up, we got Wreckfest, which this was a game that I bought really early with my PS5. I eventually, as of like November, beat it. I went through like the arcade section and a lot of portions of the game where you can actually do like what do they call it? They don't call it Rex, but like where they mash the trucks and the cars. I'm like drawing a blank because I'm tired of shit. But there's all different modes, and so I was playing through the modes a lot, and it was a blast. It was a good time. It's just that not enough people know about the Wreckfest series, and like Wreckfest 2 is a thing, and like I feel like it's still in early access, and it's gonna be in early access forever. Like Wreckfest just isn't that known. So when I tried the multiplayer, no one was on, even for the first Wreckfest. So I don't know. Chibi Robo though, Chibi Robo was a lot of fun. Chibi Robo was a really great GameCube game, and I definitely could see why Chibi Robo is similar to Custom Robo, where the GameCube installment is the best one in the series. I gave it a 9 out of 10. It's definitely a deserving score for Chibi Robo, and I got really attached to all the characters you came across in this game. I think, to be honest, I probably put it right, yeah, right behind Metroid Dread. Such a great game, man. Chibi Robo. It's a game where the gameplay loop of cleaning and getting things done around the place advances the way the world works, and you get new equipment to use, and the story unravels, and it's crazy. Now, it's hard to tell what this icon is. I fucked up, but it's okay. It's Nocia. I streamed the game a long ass time ago when it first came out on the Switch, when it was only known as a critically acclaimed visual novel game from the PS Vita. And I did finally beat it. I went through like, I think it was like 80 or something plus like runs you had to go through or whatever. I don't remember how many it was, but like, so you get like the ending. And it was worth it. I enjoyed my time. And it was a lot of fun, and the music, the setting, and the dialogue was great. Like you were kept entertained, and I definitely actually liked it more than House of Fata Morgana. So this has to be above that, no matter what. So House of Fata Morgana, you're right here. Nocia, you are going right above Power Stone 2. Definitely above Power Stone 2 for sure. I love Power Stone 2, but like Nocia, obviously, for what it is, it's one of the best visual novels. All right, we're almost done, guys. That was a part of the final 10 games that I beat in 2025. Next up, we have Crash 4, another game that was in my backlog for a super long time. I did beat it, and I enjoyed my time with it. I just felt that Dingodile and Tawna as characters, I felt like they were a complete waste and filler, and their levels really dragged the game down for me. But it was a good time. Crash 4 gave it an 8, and honestly, I think I'm gonna put it right over here, above Astro's Playroom. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. Penny's Big Breakaway, I actually enjoyed more than Crash 4. However, I was pretty shit at the platforming in Penny's Big Breakaway. Like, it took me significantly longer to play the game than the actual how long to beat playtime, because I was just really not that good at the actual gameplay. And especially since I would always be playing the game They're not playing it for 3 months. They're playing the game. They're not playing it for 3 months ever since I got it. And shouts to the developers for allowing me to play it and showcase the game when I streamed it. But I was always on and off. So it was tough to keep up, tough to stay in the loop of the gameplay. But I enjoyed my time overall. More than Crash 4. But not more than any of these other games, though. Choco Kiosk Simulator. Shouts to developers of this game as well for allowing me to showcase this game and stream it when I did. A really surprising gameplay loop that I was hooked on. And luckily, the game is short, especially if you're doing everything right for your store. And as a simulator game, it was not bad. She was not that bad. Gave it a 7 out of 10. I would probably play it more than Desert Child and Wreckfest, to be honest, maybe. Somewhere around here. Another game. Shoutouts to the indie developer. Allow me to showcase the game. This was an indie game that really hooked me. It's a true gem. Digger Gun. You're going through the mines, collecting all these gems just to make enough money to pay your bills and to eat food and to live life. And things just keep getting worse on the island for you and all the other civilians that live there. And it gets to a point where things just get out of hand. And Digger Gun is the true sleeper hidden gem indie game of 2025. Do not sleep. It was an 8 out of 10 score that I gave it. Maybe even close to an 8.5. I would personally put it right, slightly ahead. So right here is where I'll put it. Next up, we got Buckshot Roulette, which for those who don't know, this game actually has like 10 million sales now or some shit. The game keeps selling really well, and I bought it around like the holidays, along with a couple other games that are on sale. And it's a short game if you're playing by yourself, but there's a lot of online multiplayer stuff you can do with friends, which makes it even more replayable, and it's really grim, and it really makes you contemplate your decisions. I had a great time. 8 out of 10 experience. I would probably put it right over in front of Crash, to be honest. I don't know about in front of Breakaway, just because of like the charm that Breakaway has and how reminiscent it is of like the Sonic series too, just in general. Because obviously it was made by Christian Whitehead, the guy who made Sonic Mania. Nirvana. This is a Steam game, free to play. It was a good time, but it was nothing memorable. It just really wasn't. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. It's probably ahead of Final Exam, but that's about it. It was nothing to write home about. Mitsurugi Kamui Hikai. You play as Misa, a Blade Templar, trying to save her friend from having herself be controlled by the demon sword, the evil sword. And it was a waves of enemies types game with a few bosses. It did feel pretty repetitive, and even the areas are repetitive that you'd be playing in. But the concept, the actual core gameplay wasn't terrible. So I gave it a 7. I think what I'm going to do here is put this at the top of D tier, to be honest, because like at the core of what's here, I think right here, actually. All right. Now, shout out to everyone who's watching the stream. The final 2 games, pretty big games, honestly. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. The score I gave it, and I've mentioned it before, is not going to be the same score as what I gave it originally. Because obviously when I played the game and streamed the game and beat the game and rated the game, it was all off the nostalgia high of I played a Prime game. If I were to replay Prime 4 Beyond, I probably would give it a whole point less. So like I gave it a 9 out of 10, but if I were to replay the game and give it a new review, like let's say like 5-6 months from now or a year from now, I probably would give it an 8 because there was some clear flaws. Like at the end of the day, like nostalgia goggles off. Like that desert was bad. The concept of getting all the green shards just to get to the end of the game for a portion, that mech that just it gets destroyed right after it's one shot, that's bad. The writing for the end of the game no spoilers, but like that was bad. But outside of that, and outside of how some areas were more linear than the other Prime games, outside of that, the music, the visuals, the core gameplay where you're actually like shooting things and taking things out, and the boss battles, how intricate and fun they were, like that was still core Prime, which is why I did originally give it a 9 out of 10. However, I'm going to have it be slightly lower because, like I said, with those other things in mind, instead of it being up here, which is where the score is, I think it belongs lower. And I know some of you are thinking, you said something similar about Mario Kart World, and look, it's still higher up. At the end of the day, the core game of Mario Kart World advances and evolves the gameplay formula of Mario Kart. With all the tricks and stuff, the strats in Mario Kart World, I can't even play time trials anymore, bro. That's how insane and advanced it is now. Metro Prime 4 Beyond was more of the same, while simultaneously adding new things that most people did not want, and it kind of felt completely contrasted from the core gameplay formula. And now, to wrap this all up, shout outs to Jovi, bro. I hope you've been lurking, bro. Shout outs to Jovi. Welcome to the stream. Hope you've been enjoying everything that's been going down from my tier list. And if anyone has missed anything, y'all can rewind at any time. We've been streaming for over 2 hours. Let's go. And be wrapping up in a little bit. But this is Mario and Wario. I streamed it live a couple times, and the ending portion of the game did aggravate me. It did, because the level design was getting too tough compared to the rest of the game. But I had a lot of fun. The concept of having Yoshi and Peach being playable with different speeds, basically difficulties, was cool. And I thought the concept of you playing as a fairy named Wanda, and you were the one that was helping out with Mario, whoever you're playing as, with the bucket on their head, the platform 3D areas. I thought it was really cool and really fun as a Mario puzzle platformer game, especially since I'm a fan of the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series. I thought it was good. Not better than Mario vs. Donkey Kong, but I thought it was good. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. So the place that I feel comfortable putting this is near the top, right there. And there you have it, guys. My full tier list of every game I beat in 2025. This is an insane tier list, man. Gotta download this. Okay, I click download. I'm just waiting. I feel like I'm being trapped. Don't trap me with the hacks. Just give me the fucking picture. I hope I didn't just... Come on. Like, what are we doing here? There we go. Preview image. You're showing the preview image so last minute. Why is it like 2 different versions of the preview image? Am I the one that's tripping? Download, please. Okay, well, hold on. All right, so here is the tier list. The official VSIPs every game I beat in 2025 rated tier list based on the ratings they have that I've given, along with slight alterations based on how I feel now compared to when I reviewed the game. I think this is a good setting, a good layout, a good order overall, and I think it's very realistic, all things considered. Like, my top 10 games, including old and new, are Donkey Kong Bonanza, Custom Robo, Xenoblade 3 Future Redeemed, Shinobi Art of Vengeance, Metaphor Refantatio, Mario in the Multiverse, SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 2K24 roster mod, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, 6, 7, 8. Yakuza Like a Dragon Guy in the Man Who Erases Name at number 9, and at number 10, Venus Vacation Prism. Sneaking out Mario Kart World. Venus Vacation Prism, baby. But if we're talking just new games, it'd be DK Bonanza at number 1, Shinobi Art of Vengeance number 2, Pirate Yakuza at number 3, Venus Vacation Prism at number 4, and then I'm looking for like the next new game. It would be Metro Prime 4 Beyond and or AI Sonya Files as the 5th best game, as like the newest 2025 game release for the year. And thanks for the good list comment. I really appreciate that, Jovi. Thank you, bro. For those who are watching, let me know some of the games that you guys beat this year, man, before we wind down and wrap up, as we will be soon. I'd love to know some of the games that y'all beat last year. Now, let's talk about the 5 games that were in my backlog, that were older games that I beat in 2025. Number 1 for that is Custom Robo from the GameCube. Then Xenoblade 3 Future Redeemed. Then Metaphor Refantatio. And obviously for this, we're not talking about like mods, especially if they release this year. So that's 1, 2, 3. Like a Dragon Guy and the Man Who Erases Name. And then Bowser's Fury. So those are my 5 old games, top 5 for 2025 that I beat. Custom Robo, Xenoblade 3 Future Redeemed, Metaphor Refantatio, Like a Dragon Guy and Man Who Erases Name, and Bowser's Fury. And this is the whole list. I'm going to share this on Twitter, and we're going to wrap up the stream. So thank you all so much for coming through. Huge shout outs to Ace, huge shout outs to Jovi, huge shout outs to Decepticon, huge shout outs to Grubby K9, huge shout outs to everyone who watched live lurk and ended the playback. And thanks to anyone who watched even through some of the technical issues we had earlier. I have to get ready to sleep and go to bed. I have to wake up early in the morning. I will see you all next time I am streaming, which should be Thursday and or Friday. And I should have the video for I beat 100 games in 2025 done as soon as I can. Please be patient, as I've been trying my best with keeping up with IRL stuff, as well as a lot of things I need to take care of for my future. It's just, there's a lot on my plate, and I'm still not feeling the best. I'm still sick, so please be patient. Please understand. And then at the end of the day, I create the content I do and stream and all that because I enjoy doing it. So even if things don't get to come out when I want them to come out, as long as they come out at all, as long as they release it all, as long as I'm able to do what I want to do when I can, that's what matters most. 100% click in the building. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been my tier list of every game I beat in 2025. And DK Bonanza, number 1. Hell yeah. I will see you all next time. Probably Friday night for the next live stream. Hope you all have yourselves a damn good one. And if it's not Friday night, I keep you all updated. So have yourselves a damn good one, everyone. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Well, 100%. 100%. Bricks too, you see us coming in the jag. You know we keep it 100 proof. No, we gotta keep it 100, keep it 100 real true. Ay, ay, well, 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. I always grind. 100%. I always grind. 100%. 100%. 100%. I always grind. 100%. Bricks on back anytime on the track. We never slack, we always on attack. We got the pack in the back of the lack. Beyond the jag, all black, no Kodak. Breathing cardiac, my rhymes on my neck. It's sips brick season, this how we react. Days long, nights, use insomniac. Count each block in each rack that we both stack. Hey, 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100%. I always grind. 100%. I always rhyme. 100%. 100%. 100%. I always grind. 100%.